Hello everyone and welcome to a ship tour video of the ship I've been using on the Keen server for last week. The ship is based around its reloadable PMW missiles. PMW being short for player-made weapons, which are those bad boys right here. It does not have a lot of other weapons, the main reason being the 20,000 PSU limit on the servers, and that I need a PSU for other things. That being said, the ship is still a lot of fun to use. Now, I'm gonna be honest, the ship is not a good ship when it comes down to winning against other players, mainly because it's too big, too slow, it doesn't have, 6 railguns at the front to kill stuff. It is, however, still a very fun ship to use, and when you do get a good fight and you do get a win, it's so much more rewarding than using, a try-hard meta cube, for instance. The ship itself is built around a standard horizontal layout, meaning it's not like an expanse ship that would be standing, but it uses the horizontal layout, mostly because they are more forgiving in terms of interior design and a lot easier to use on planets. This thing can go down to at least 1G, 1 gravity. I haven't tested too much on higher gravity settings yet, but if you want to go to Earth with it, you can definitely do it. Speaking of the Expanse though, some of you might already recognize it, but it does indeed have its color scheme from the MCRN faction on the Expanse. The exact colors was given to me by Void, who's been doing a lot of Expanse ship designs over at Sigma Draconius Expanse server. It's also Void that's made the Expanse looking ship over here. It's his Draken, this one being redesigned to work on vanilla servers. It's a great ship as well. The ship also has the mandatory navigation lights, green on the right, red on the left, which all ships must have according to space rule regulations. I also have a green version of it, which is the one colors I normally use for my ships, and I think they look awesome. I don't know which one you guys prefer. Let me know in the comments. In terms of weapons, the ship features 4 Gatling turrets and 4 assault turrets for close to mid-range self-defense, as well as 2 interior turrets, one on top and one on the bottom, to help stop boarders. Pretty much I'll leave the interiors to shoot suits, and I don't have shoot suits on my other weapons, so that they will focus on the actual warships in case people are trying to suit me while also fighting me with the ship. That way the turrets don't get distracted. At the front there's a single railgun for long-range precision shots with its own fortified camera, and of course the main weapons are the PMWs. We'll be getting those in a minute. On the inside, the ship has a mostly fully walkable interior. You have the docking bridge over here, which gives you like a nice view of the connector and so forth for when you want to dock with other ships. Medbay, cargo access, beacon, some flowers because it's the environment. At the front you can access some of the hydrogen tanks and gyro to repair it. Down to the left here you have the main cockpit, which is a bit more fortified than the external one. In here you have a shower, and in case your nerves get to you, a toilet. Out behind this airlock you'll have the PMWs, but first towards the back you have event block and timer. This event block and timer is what causes the doors to close. Essentially the event block checks for open doors and then triggers the timer, which has closed doors. Here's the soul of the ship though, the PMWs. The ship features 4 small grid PMW hydro missiles with warheads, each one with its own onboard guidance in terms of the automated AI blocks. There's a lot of both fancy and very good missile scripts out there, but again this is made for the official servers with the script disabled. And I also find that the in-game AI blocks are a lot easier to work with, again because I don't really have much experience with scripting. The AI will start targeting at 2.5 kilometers as well. You can fire these ones further, and they will be carried by their own momentum until they get within 2.5 kilometers, and then start targeting. A bit of a downside is that I'm firing my missiles sideways rather than towards the enemy. This means I have to do a cold launch. So basically I have a thruster on the back here that is set to override when I launch it. That will then carry the missiles out from the launch bay. A timer then turns on the rest of the thrusters and the AI, and the missiles will then curve towards their target if it's within locking distance, of course. A couple of decoys to try to improve the survivability of the missiles, gyroscopes, and a couple of warheads. The warheads are not armed initially. They do arm themselves when the missile gets within 30 meters of the target. The reason for 30 meters being that the sensor has a tick rate of 10, meaning it checks itself every 10 ticks, and there's 60 ticks in a second, so it checks itself every 6 times a second. And with the missile going 100 meters per second, the target potentially going 100 meters per second towards it, it means the distance between the missile and the target can close by up to 33.33 meters. Meaning, if I were to use a sensor to trigger the warhead to explode, yeah, there's a good chance it won't detonate because it won't check when it needs to check. And also the radius of the warhead is much smaller than 30 meters, so it wouldn't actually, or it might, not hit the target. Therefore doing the sensor that arms it when it's close, and then having the impact being the detonation, is what I found to be the most reliable. As for the targeting options on the ship, I'll put all the offensive blocks into the same group, so I can toggle between largest, smallest, and closest here. And I can also set to target either weapons, thrust, or power, targeting these ones. Then I have my third hotbar set up to actually fire the missiles. And they arc nicely towards the enemy ship. The reload is then initiated by hitting number 6, which starts the rotor, turns on the projector, turns on the welders, and starts a timer for turning it off. The reload here is a lot quicker because I'm recording this in creative. On the actual server, I've timed it to where the reload needs to take 2 minutes for the welders to fully weld up the missiles. So it's twice the reload of a large good railgun, but it's also, the ship is a lot about fun, and these guys are a lot of fun to use. That's the ship. I hope you like it. There's a workshop link for it in the description of the video. If you have any feedback for either the ship or the video, please comment and let me know. It's my first time doing a showcase video of a ship, so any and all feedback you have is appreciated. I hope you like it. Take care. Bye bye.